So you shared how Havenwood has changed your parenting. What are some examples of that? How have you changed the way you interact with your children?
I was raised with very like strict parents who were yellers, and it was control. And one of the things I learned early on when my kids were little was build relationships now, because when they become teenagers, it will be a lot harder, because they'll kind of want to go out on their own. And I now have teenagers. I have a 17-year-old that's going to be 18 in 2 weeks, and a 14-year-old. And that has held true, that I had to build those relationships really strong when they were little, because when they're teenagers, they push the boundaries a lot. They want freedom. They want responsibility without having to do what they're supposed to, holding them accountable, how to talk to them in a kind of way that's very trauma informed, rather than just try to demand and get what you want. There's a balance there. And Havenwood really taught me that balance, watching these kids coming from homes where they either didn't have any guidance, or they were full of neglect, or they were very strict, and the parents didn't know how to communicate with their kids, and there was just this communication gap between them. And that's part of what they ended up in treatment, because we didn't take as traumatic kids at the beginning as we do now. And these kids, you could just see, was just this like divide between them and their parents, and I never wanted that for my kids. So I learned how to build relationships and understand them better. And then also, I was raised in the 80s and 90s. We didn't talk about therapy. No one went to therapy. And my kids have both been in therapy for anxiety and stuff like that. Just the normal everyday things that I think Havenwood made it more normal for me to want to like reach out to say, hey, let's get them some help so that they don't have to suffer.